Gospel according to St. Luke, the 21st chapter. Jesus said, "There will be signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars, and on earth distress among nations, confused by the roaring of the sea and the waves. People will faint from fear and foreboding of what is coming upon the world, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Now, when these things begin to take place, stand up, raise your head, because your redemption is drawing near." Then he told them a parable. "Look at the fig tree and all the trees. As soon as they sprout leaves, you can see for yourself and know that summer is already near. So also, when you see these things taking place, you know that the kingdom of God is near. Truly, I tell you, this generation will not pass away until all these things have taken place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my word will not pass away. Be on guard, so that your hearts are not weighed down with dissipation and drunkenness and the worries of this life, and that day does not catch you unexpectedly like a trap. For it will come upon all who live on the face of the whole earth. Be alert at all times, praying that you may have the strength to escape all these things that will take place and to stand before the Son of Man." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise you, Lord.
When most of us were growing up, indeed I discovered, not until 1969, this Sunday was not known as Christ the King or the Reign of Christ, but rather Judgment Sunday. We read texts like the one we just read and sang hymns like the one we just sang. That day of wrath, that dreadful day when heaven and earth shall pass away. What power shall be the sinner's stay? How shall he meet that dreadful day? When, shriveling like a parchment scroll, the angry heavens together roll. When louder yet, and yet more dread, swells the high trump that wakes the dead. In short, it used to be a good Sunday for the faint-hearted to stay at home. The day when God's wrath is played out upon humankind has always held a kind of perverse fascination among us that we never seem to outgrow. Witness the movie 2012. When I first heard about it, I thought the date was only the product of an overactive imagination by some screenwriter. It turns out, however, that December 21, 2012 is date 0 on the Maya's long count calendar. Who knew? And some have jumped to the conclusion that that means that once you've run out of dates on a calendar, even one that hasn't been in use since the 16th century, that's it. Time's up. The world ends. It's an idea so thin that even a sixth grader can see through it. My best friend, Dr. Scott Smith, was talking about the movie and the theory with his sixth grade science class. And one of the boys piped up, "My Dilbert calendar runs out on December 31st. Does that mean the world's coming to an end?" After the laughter died down, Dr. Smith just suggested that he planned not for the end of the world, but rather just to buy another calendar. But history is replete with those who have predicted the end of the world. My favorite, if only because of their name, was the Wissahickon mystics of Pennsylvania. They go back to 1694, when a German named Johannes Kelpis convinced a group of people that the world would end that year. Quite obviously, it didn't. And when Kelpis' personal world came to an end with his death in 1708, the group disbanded. Why it took them this long is still a mystery to me.